You guys, it's my first ever video. So for this first video, I didn't want it to be Q&A. I mean, I did essentially, but that didn't end up happening. So you guys all have to find out more about me next time, or a couple other videos after next time. I don't know. However, this first video is going to be about my Carnival Paradise cruise with 36 of my family members, or 35 because including me, it was 36 of us. So 35 of my family members, and our whole experience and our whole itinerary for those 5 days that we were on the boat. I will also be inserting clips in the corners so you guys can actually see some of the places that we went to and some of the things that we did. So yeah, stay tuned if you are interested in what this cruise was all about. First and foremost, you guys are probably wondering why I'm wearing this. I got it from my vacation. I'm obsessed with it. I know it's middle of summer, beginning of summer, and it's pretty hot outside, but I'm inside my house, so I don't care. I'm obsessed with it, and I've been wearing it ever since. It's just big and comfy, and I feel it's like my little comfort thing right now, so don't judge me, or judge me. I don't care. It's cute, and you know you want one. Okay. Anyways, we went on a cruise, and it was the Carnival Paradise. And if you've been on a cruise, you haven't been on a cruise, I guess I'm gonna tell you this cruise alone, because this is my second time going on a cruise with my family, and it was different than the first time. The first cruise was only a 3-day cruise. This time it was a 5-day cruise, and we were supposed to go to Cuba. My whole family, we were really upset that we couldn't go to Cuba because of the reasons that Trump put into play, that we could no longer travel to Cuba. This literally happened a day before, or 2 days before we were supposed to get on the boat. And it was like, wow, really? Cool. Because we were all excited. We were like, boom, let's go to Cuba. We're going to get the whole different taste of culture, and it didn't happen. So we were really bummed out, but then they were like, hey, you know, you can either ask for your money back, or you guys can still go on this cruise. We're gonna take you guys to Grand Cayman Islands and Cozumel, Mexico. Fine, perfect. We get to go to a new place we've never been to, start looking up Grand Cayman Islands. We're like, wow, this place is pretty. We got blue waters. The fact that we were going on a cruise in the first place was super exciting. And then also, I live in the desert, just like the rest of my family. So I've been needing a good ocean view and just like to be around water. You need that water therapy. You need it in your life. It's essential, okay? So I was excited. I was like, let's go. So the first day of the cruise, you get on the boat. You're starting to settle in. You know, the boat starts moving, whatever. If you haven't been on a cruise, and you don't know if you have motion sickness or not, that was me. The first time I got on, I didn't think I did. But you feel it, and you kind of do feel a little queasy. So I got this like essential oil stuff, and it works really well for me, but other people say it doesn't work for them. So of course there's other medications you can take, but I'm pretty sure for me it's a mental thing. It's not like an actual like sickness where I have to take like a pill or something. I think it's definitely like a mental thing. So the essential oil really eased me out throughout the whole entire trip if I felt really nauseous or whatever. But anyways, the first day you're like getting settled in, you're trying to like getting your luggage, because they have to bring the luggage to your cabin that you're in. If you want Wi-Fi, you have to set up Wi-Fi, which I did this time only because my husband didn't go with me. So if anything happened to him, I can't get a hold of him through like my cellular data, like text messaging or anything like that. So I was like, I need some type of Wi-Fi so I can contact him through Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. So I got this social media package, which is only $40 for the whole cruise, which is perfect because they also ended up giving us a $100 credit because we couldn't go to Cuba. So a lot of people ended up canceling a lot of stuff, and so they were like, they didn't want us to back out because they were going to lose a lot of money. So they were like, hey, we're gonna give you guys $100 credit. We can only use it on the boat. So I was like, boom, Wi-Fi. I'll get my social media package set. So I spent $40 on that, which was fine because I needed it. So I was able to get a hold of him and he was able to message me back. So I let him know I was still alive and I didn't fall overboard or whatever. And that was the first day, you know, you're just getting settled in. Then the second day, we were a full day at sea. We could not see anything around us. There was literally nothing but water. So like miles and miles and miles of ocean around you. And you're kind of like freaking out because you're like, oh my gosh, we're in the middle of nowhere, basically. But it's still, like I said, I needed it. I needed the water therapy. So I was sitting out, cool, relaxing. So a couple things that they have on the boat, it's all inclusive. So like breakfast, lunch, and dinner is all inclusive except for like alcoholic drinks. You have to pay for that. If you want like Dr. Pepper or any type of soda, you have to pay for that. And the only thing that's free is like water and lemonade and tea. So they have that inclusive with the buffet that they have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's really cool. The food is it's pretty good actually. So no complaints about the food. I just realized my part is so crooked. Anyways, it's a little bland sometimes. Some of the things can be like, ooh, I need some seasoning with this. But they provide like salt and pepper, whatever you need for that. So go for it. But you know, I was like hungry anyway. So if you're hungry, you're gonna eat. It's free food. You're gonna eat it. Anyway, so that's the first full day at sea. And they are going fast on the boat. So you really feel it rocking, and especially certain areas of the boat. I know our room, it was closer to the water, so you don't feel it as much. But the higher you get up in the levels to the boat, so like the higher decks, you feel it a lot more. So I felt it a lot like if we were watching like a comedy show or whatever, and like I think it was like level 9 and 10. 10 is where all the food is provided. So you feel it a lot if you're eating there. And then of course it gets higher and higher depending on like, there's like outside levels. So I think it went all the way up to 14, maybe. I think that's like the highest. So you're literally like at the top of the boat and it's just outside. And all you see is like the ocean. So it's pretty cool. Day 3. So day 3 was the first day we got to get off the boat because we finally made it into Grand Cayman Islands. And if you don't know about Grand Cayman Islands, it is British property. So you definitely have to have a passport. Well, technically speaking, you didn't really because they didn't ask to see our passport. They only asked for our card, our Carnival Cruise card, but I carried everything with me because there was no way that they were going to try to keep me. So I was like, no, I had my passport, I had literally everything on me. So it was cool. But so when you get off the boat, you have excursions. So you either pay for excursions on the boat or you get off and a lot of people are offering you the excursions because that's how they make their money. It's a whole bunch of tourists stopping at this spot. So we get off the boat because we didn't pay for anything on the boat because we didn't expect to be in Grand Cayman Islands. We expected to be in Cuba this day. So here's where a lot of my complaints come in. Grand Cayman Island, it's beautiful in pictures and everything else I've seen. So I feel like the day that we got there, it was Monday. It was freaking, it was the Queen's birthday. So it was a holiday and everything was pretty much closed. So it kind of felt like they took us, like on this tour we did an excursion. It was like, we got to see like downtown or like basically like a tour of the island. And then we got to go to this beach. It was cool. For a first experience, it was cool. It's brand new, it's different. And you're like, fine, cool, whatever. But then like taking a step back and thinking about everything that had happened, you're kind of like, I'm fine not going back there, but at least you got the experience to do it, you know what I mean? So, literally, I felt like they took us on like they toured us through like the ghetto side of Grand Cayman Islands. Like, there was not much to look at, and we stopped at this place. It was kind of cool. It's called Hell, but basically it's like the rock formation, right? So you look out into it, like it's just sharp. It's super sharp and it's just black and you're like, what the hell? Because it's not like normal rock. I don't know what it was. But it was super cool because you got to see that and you're like, oh, haha, it's called Hell because this is what probably hell would look like. I don't know. Let's hope I never have to find out. It was cool. They had like this little gift shop and stuff, and that's where I got my passport stamped. So Boom, my first ever stamp in my passport was to hell. So it's just pretty cool because even some of my family members didn't get it stamped because they were like, it was just too hot. I just didn't want to wait because she was like taking forever to stamp, sort of. So I was waiting and I was like, I want this stamp on my passport. I got a passport so I can get stamped so people know I've been places. Cool. So I did get my stamped. So it was cool. So we stopped there. We also got to stop and do rum tasting. So Tortuga, I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's one of the companies, I guess, rum, like really good rum companies. So they had different flavored rum. I didn't taste it. I'm not a really big rum person. I like wine and beer. That's what I stick to pretty much most of the time. But there and other family members, they got to taste it and they were like, it was okay, whatever. But you're allowed to legally drink there because you're at the age of 18, I think. So both pit stops that we made, you were allowed, if you were over the age of 18, then you got to drink legally. On the boat, if you're under the age of 21, you cannot. It's illegal. But anyways, right, so we got to do rum tasting and stuff. So they had rum cakes. I had a piece of the rum cake, which was really good. Now thinking about it, I don't remember really actually tasting the rum, but everybody else said they could taste it. So I don't know. I mean, there was real rum in it, but I didn't think it was that strong. We got back in the bus, and then she finally took us to the beach. Oh no, we went to go see dolphins. At this dolphin aquarium place. I guess you could like take pictures and swim with them. None of us did because we were on a time limit within this tour, so we were only allowed to be there for 20 minutes, and I guess to swim with the dolphins you had to be there for 45 minutes to put on like the gear and have them walk you through everything. So it was cool seeing the dolphins, but it's kind of sad in my opinion. I don't like seeing animals in captivity like that, especially ocean animals. It freaks me out because they don't have a lot of space, and there was like literally 4 in like a size of like an outdoor pool. And so I felt really bad. And you also don't know if they're treating them right or anything like that. So, I mean, when you're there, because you're tourists, of course, they're going to be like just trying to sell you to get into the water. And they're really nice with them. Like, you can see them pet them and like they're talking to them really nicely. But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors with any situation. So I also felt really bad with that. So I was just hoping that like when we left, they were still getting treated. Even to like this day, they're still getting treated okay. But you never know. Just the idea of them being in such a small, like, enclosed area and they're ocean animals. They're supposed to be out in the wild, like, living their life, and they can't. It just sucks. And you don't even know how deep the bottom is. I mean, it has to be pretty deep because they were able to jump in and out, but I don't even know. I don't know. I just felt bad. But it was cool to see them because I've never seen a dolphin up close, but I'm not going to swim with them unless I'm in the ocean. After we went to go see the dolphins, we finally went to the beach, which has been my biggest thing about this cruise and this vacation since my family planned it a year ago. I was like, I don't care as long as there's a beach I can sit on and look at the water and dip my toes in the ocean. Perfect. So we did. Then here goes back to my other complaint. They are trying to make money. Literally, it was $20 for a chair and some shade. I was like, no. So we kept walking throughout the beach and we found this tree. It's a tree there. It's providing shade. We weren't going to use the chairs underneath it. I literally put my bag underneath the shaded tree. The tree. And this person literally ran over to where me and my family were sitting at, and she was like, that's at least $5. Y'all got me pissed. I was like, they're really trying to make money off of you here. I mean, granted, it's a business. I'm just saying, I was literally like, wow, they are really getting us. So, of course, like my uncle and my aunt, they were like, fine, whatever. Might as well use the chairs underneath here, too. So they paid for it. So that's where we just kind of like grouped there. So it was nice. I mean, it's really humid. It's so humid. I'm used to dry heat, so humidity. Bye. Okay, nah. No. But I mean, we got to go in the waters. My family swam. The last time I was in the ocean, I got pretty much swallowed by a wave, so I was really scared to get back in. But the waves were really subtle, so I actually got in like pretty deep. Like it went up to my shoulders. Even my little brother and my cousin, they like swam out far and and we were able to touch like a buoy. And I was like, well, okay, you guys are wild. And then I guess they saw a fish.